Hi, I've got an Amoured Lock and Cable bike lock. This one is quite thick, the chain's quite thick. You can see here, it's a tubular lock. Being a tubular lock, they are harder to get into for someone who is not a lock picker or doesn't have the right tools. First of all, let me show you a little bit about how tubular locks work. Here we've got a transparent one. When I push in the key, up the top, you can see when I push in, it's pushing all the key pins up to the shear line so the lock can turn. There's 7 of them, and there's 7 cutouts in this key at different depths because the key pins are different lengths, and it will push all of them up to the shear line so the lock can turn. It's quite hard to pick a lock like this. It's quite hard to tension it, and even if you do, it takes a while to press all the pins until you get the binding one, and you have to set the pins several times and go into the next binding one and the next one until you pick this lock, and it takes a while. And I can put a video in the description of people who have done this. I'm not going to do this because I don't have a tensioner and it takes a long time. Not only does it take a long time, but with locks where you have to turn it all the way around, upside down for the lock to open, when you pick and start turning, sometimes these locks will reset at the next pin stack and you have to pick it again and again and again. So you end up having to pick it 4 or 5 times, and it might take me half an hour to fully pick this lock. Instead, what lock pickers can do is buy a cheap but fairly well made and reliable pick tool. This is the HUK lockpick tubular lock tool, and I can put links of videos to people who talk about this in detail. Okay, you can see how this says 0.78. That's for 7.8 millimeters. This one says 7.5. This one will be 7.0. So this transparent lock, if I measure how wide the key is, okay, that's about 7.8, and so I'm going to use the 7.8 lockpick tool on this lock. What I'm going to do is reset these pick needles. They need to be flat, so I'm just going to push them flat. I'm going to line up the arrow with the cutout. I'm going to push in and turn to the right at the same time a few times. Okay, and you can see that the lock is open. I'm going to show you that these have gone to different lengths. You can see these are lower down. You can see them lower down here. Some aren't low down. These ones are low down. And in fact, if this arrow corresponds to the little notch up top, then we've got a big cutout here, and that's low down. Another one here, big, that's low down. Then some ones that aren't really cut out at all, and yep, it matches up all right. So that's pretty cool. First of all, I'm going to show you that the bike lock works. Turn it upside down and this pulls out, and you can see it's metal. Now I can't lock it up again until, and it's key retaining, I need to turn it. I need to reset it, I can lock it up again. Okay, it's only about 7.5 millimeters, which is the purple one. So again, I reset those needles. I'm gonna make sure these are all pushed up. Make sure they're all level, all the picking pins are all level. In and turn to the right at the same time. In and turn to the right at the same time. and it's open. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not a master of this pick. Some people online can do it really fast, and I can open it. Okay, I'm going to turn this back. Okay, so I couldn't turn that all the way back, and you can see here the 7 pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The missing one is here. So the top of the key should go here, but the cutout is here, so the key won't actually fit anymore. So if I grab the key, it wants to go in like this, it can't. And if I do insert it like this with the cutout, the key won't turn because it's in the wrong place. It's trying to push the wrong pins. So it's as if I'm putting in the wrong key. So what I have to do is pick this again with this tool to be able to close it properly. Can't close it, so I need to reset this. I'm going to square off those needle picks, and I'm going, now the arrow needs to go this way, and this time I'm going to go in and to the left because that's the direction I want to pick this lock. So let's see, that was easy. Am I getting the hang of this? As some people online, they're really fast at this, they've had experience in this. I've only done this a few times. Okay, so it should be able to lock up now. Okay, so what it means is that if someone has a tool like this lock may not be very secure at all. But then again, how many people carry around tools like this? So this lock still would be okay probably to lock up your bike at school or something like that. I still don't know how secure the plastic housing is. One other thing I wanted to show you to try and get into this lock, you can see inside how that locking bar is angled so that if it's like this, then the end of the lock can't get past, but if it's like this, then it can push this locking bar in and slide out. The same thing when you go to close it, it pushes this locking bar in and it goes down, and then the locking bar pops out and then it can't get back up again. So that's how it locks up, like this, and now it's locked. Now I've thought about trying to slip something down in between here and to push that locking bar just to see if it could be shimmed. And I found that if I go as thin as 15 thousandths thickness of a piece of metal, that's about 0.4 millimeters, I can just slide a thin piece of metal like that down here. But by the time it goes around here and then goes down, it gets bent and I can't tension it to push this locking bar in. So although I did try and shim it, I can't see how that's possible. Wonder what a small needle file would do to this metal. It's not doing much damage on there at all. A little bit. Don't know if you can see that. So I still don't know if this is hardened steel or not, but it seems pretty hard. So I don't know what it would take to hacksaw through this lock. The other thing I'm interested in is this ring that goes through the housing. Not sure how secure this is. Okay, I've had a little bit of a play trying to see if this will pop out. It moves the lock, but it doesn't seem to pop out the ring very easily, and I didn't actually want to destroy this lock at this stage. So I think I'll stop there, and I'll just make sure that the key still works. Yep, it's fine. Okay, thanks.